The next thing that you want to add is the topography. So right here, we have a toposurface with a height of -220 millimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to have add a toposurface by going to the Manage tab and add a surface. So let's do that. So we go to Massing and Site, and we have here Toposurface. Then you need to set up the elevation. So each point that you're going to be placing will be at that elevation. So it says -220. Okay. And you may place your toposurface anywhere. And as you place it, each of the toposurface defines the height of the surface or the grade. So I don't have to be at the property line. I can go beyond that. Okay, so I can go, let's say, from here. So that's -220 right there. Maybe another -220, and maybe another -220. So that's a surface, right? 3 points create a surface. Like if I had another, okay, that would be my surface. So I can keep adding points, and normally, if your building is flat or the site is flat, you can go here and place some points near the building itself. So you can see how it is defined as flat. So you can even slope, let's say, from -220 up to, something higher or lower. So normally I would add maybe some points here. So that's -220. So maybe somewhere here, here, and there. Okay. Now let's click OK to this. And if we turn on our visual style to shaded, you will see the surface that we have created. Okay, now let's bring this to wireframe so we can see the CAD file. Now here it says there's a rough location of raised landscape berm. So we're going to raise this to any height, right? So there's a nice berm here. And to add points, you simply select the surface, edit the surface, and then place more points. So let's say we're going to raise this by 1,000, let's say, or 500. So 500. And we're going to place our points here. Since we're raising it, see, notice what happens. There's a 220 point here, and from here to that point, it's raised to 500. That means this contour line here that was created is a slope gradually going from -220 to the 500 point. So as we add more points, okay, notice that it is also adding that contour line. So this is I can go beyond my site, property site. Okay. So I'm just going around it. And again, that contour line defines the gradation between your -220 and then your 500 slope. So if you want everything to be completely flat at this point, right, you might want to place your -220 here, then everything will be flat, and then it goes up from your 220, which you can place somewhere here, to that berm. So I can go back to show you that. So -220, right? See, if I add negative 220 here, see what happens, right? So there's, no contour in this area because this will be relatively flat. Again, if I add more negative 220 points here, again, that becomes a flat area, and so on, right? Now here, I can also go negative 220 around this, right? And that creates a flat surface of negative 220 from here to that point. And then from here to negative 220 to 500, there's this nice contour created showing the gradual slope. Now, of course, this one is going to be flat. I can put more points here, let's say at 1000. Okay, and then maybe raise it up a little bit more. So this will be 1000 right here. So let's continue adding our 1000 elevation points. Okay, so that would be my 1000. And then maybe another, right? So let's change that to 1500. So if in your CAD file, you have contour lines, right? You can actually put points along those lines and it will create those elevations. So let's just add 1500 here. Okay. And click OK. Now, once you have done that, you can go to a, let's say, a east elevation. And you will see our nice contour, right? So flat, going to 500, sloping up to 1500. Okay, so that's from the east. Of course, from the south, you'll see that it will be at the right side. That's our berm. And from our north elevation, it will be to the left side. Now, notice these levels right here. Make sure they cross or intersect the grids. Okay, so you want to move this beyond the grids. Otherwise, some of your building might not be visible. Okay, so let's look. Okay, and in the east, likewise, do the same. There you go. Okay, so that's how you add the contour. Again, massing and site, Toposurface.